activities here that you are going to be doing. You look at the input aggregation. So this phase, we are going to be working with service providers who are the input dealers that are working with the rice farmers. We're going to put your activities here. By the mobile phone, either USSD or an app, a farmer can request for input and can digitally pay for that input. So here you can also track what input has been requested by the farmer. We are also going to be working with Equity Bank. So we try to support the farmers to open their bank account and also access to finance. So both Kenya and Uganda are going to be working with Equity Bank. We have the IVR. So the IVR means interactive voice response. Some of the trainings we are going to, or Safaricom Service Center. Welcome to Safaricom. For maybe financial services, press 1. So that is how it's also going to be. Welcome to Kilimo e-extension. It is seed selection. It will be playing that. To them, we're also creating a channel with which they can query back to us. I say, I've gotten this information, but maybe I don't understand it. So the feedback will look into the database, and if it has answers to that, it will send the feedback through SMS to the farmer. But if it doesn't see any information that is relevant to the question that has been asked, then it will call an agent and connect the farmer to the agent, where the agent can explain. Then also we have the training. So this is one of the things that I think we've been having problems with. So an agent goes to the field. I've gone to train farmers. He takes the transport, fuel, everything, goes and sit under a mango tree, cook farmers. And sign all of them. Auditors from our team go to visit some of the farmers. And on our platform, yes, these farmers are transacting. The auditors go to the field, they meet the farmer. Who is MobiPay? That is what the farmer said, looking at the officer, looking at the auditors, looking at the farmer, looking at my field officer. I felt like just jumping out of my skin. And yet I'm seeing pictures. So what was happening is that if you are doing the training here, we take pictures from different angles. And because you need a report today, we send one picture to you. The next day we send another picture to you. You are seeing pictures that we are training. So what we've done over here is that with the training module, every topic that an agent needs to administer to farmers will be fed here. Then it will be pushed onto the app of the agent. So during the time of training, you need to select the farmers. Remember, we have profiled the farmers already. So you select them. Then at a strategic point, you take a picture. Then you upload it onto the platform. But behind it, what an innovator have done is that I've put a GPS track behind it. So as you upload from behind, as you don't see, it takes the GPS and uploads it onto the platform. So I can be able to track. So when you sit in your room and you upload, all of us, when it comes to auditing, we will come to your bedroom. Today we concluded it very well with MasterCard, not the foundation, but the company itself. So all the farmers, Kenya is a biometric card that when you go for training, you need to tap and put your thumb to authenticate that you have actually come for the training. So even special gadgets which they will use. So even when you buy for input, you will tap. So what we are trying to do is that we want to authenticate all the points. Whenever you touch the system, we have to know that it is you. Communication. So the communication also is that you can select the farmers on the platform and generate SMS to them based on which activities you want them to do. Not a food blast that you say, I'm sending SMS, or I blast SMS to anybody on the platform. You can select the farmers by gen. Yes, you can select all the farmers and put that. Then we also have the survey. You can also generate your own survey using the platform, and then you can administer the survey to the farmers that are there. Behind all this is a payment platform. So that is where we get our name from,. Aggregation, the commodity purchasing digitally, you can pay. Our platform is integrated to MTN, Airtel, and Equity Bank. So you can pay the farmer to their bank account, or you can bank. And then also, we also noticed that almost all these groups have VSLAs. So in order not to leave that group out also, there's also a module, the VSLA digitization, where everything that you do in that box is done digitally also here. So I want to move you to the second platform. And then I want my colleague to play this. We have volume. Yeah. So I was seeing the man, I'm like, is it this man that I'm not seeing on the screen? Asante. Okay. This one is a teaser. So this platform is also open for all farmers. We will give you the link, so you just go there. You also learn some of the things that we digitized during. So it is in, we have English, we have Swahili, we have Luganda, then we have Jaluo. That was also done. So you can have all that in those languages. But we are going to, this phase, we are going to review it and add in additional topics that you'll be able to use. So thank you so much, and I want to pick some questions from your side. Also, this app not only on the web, so the farmers can access it using a mobile app. And those who don't have smartphones can also access it using their touch phones. So you dial a USSD, then you can access the platform. So we don't want to leave anyone behind. When we are going on a digital platform, we want to ensure that as long as you can make a call and receive SMS, you should be able to access the platform. Asante.
As you still stand there for a moment. Thank you very much, sir, for that neat presentation. He had already requested that should there be any question, contribution, interactive statement, just raise up your hand and then I bring you the microphone. Yes.
Been you for a while, and thank you for the many developments you've made as far as that platform is concerned. I was one of his first users of the MobiPay, so I'm proud that many things have happened along the way. Just one concern about the data we're collecting. What is the data protection policy you have behind this platform? Because people have concerns on how information about them goes out there. Who do you share it with, and in whose hands does it fall, and what is behind there? The second thing is how do we access that? Anybody can access it, that platform, and look at the information there, or there are particular access rights that we have to have? Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentations. It is really very impressive. My prayer is on the side of the knowledge, the trainings, that you should be, I don't know whether you have a mechanism of updating that knowledge as per technology emerge. For example, when you talk about transplanting, when you talk about nursery management, how do you update those knowledge over time as technology regarding such a topic emerge? Because otherwise, if you don't have that mechanism, you will be teaching us the history of science, not the current science. And this is true in all platforms. Platforms, especially the platforms, online platforms. When they put my prayer is that you have that mechanism in place.
All right, I think I'll pick the two first, then. Okay.
I want to recognize that incredible presentation and that's the innovation behind that. I got maybe just to follow on question to their private data. And then to the second question, we have a program by KSEP in Kenya, which is sponsored by the government of Kenya, and they are giving farmers like a voucher card, which is like in credit card, and then they can shop organic farm inputs. Is it that it has a maximum spend where the farmers can use the maximum, or is it like a credit card? Or I just want to understand the whole kind of scenario, what that happens. And then on the third one, what happens to the farmer who doesn't have a smartphone or even the Kabambe phone? Because there are farmers who don't even actually have phones. What happens to those farmers at the BOP level?
Yeah, I also wanted to know about whether this is linking to the market opportunities for farmers. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for the questions. And I want to also appreciate Paul when we were cutting our teeth about 6-7 years ago in mobile. Thank you. So in terms of access to data, yes, we have, I think I'll combine the data questions. We have data protection policy in place, and we are also regulated by the Office of the Data Protection of Uganda, which we are certified, so they review everything before we get to go ahead. So every farmer that is also to be profiled to access our platform, we have to give you a consent form. Because like I said, this platform is linked to different actors, the financial institution, the input dealers, the buyers. So data at a certain point is shared among them. But even on the platform, before you log in, there is a consent that you need to accept. If you don't accept, you won't get access to the platform. So we do that. But with this particular one also, there's another layer which we are working on with Kilimo. So we are also going to be sharing that information with them, and then the securities is also going to that kind of level. But the other part of it also is that you can't integrate with Equity Bank, MTN, Airtel, before the government itself is also regulating which data we pick and which data we are sharing. So in Uganda, for instance, we are also regulated by NITAU in there. So we have all those that in place. And then we also have an insurance policy on the data, what we call the professional indemnity clause, or insurances that we put in place to protect this particular system. Because this is holding a huge amount of data and sums of money to insurance companies to be able to hold and then make sure that this data is properly protected. Updates of the trainings, yes. Technology is, we are going to review it so that we don't give history of science, but we give the actual science. So we are going to come to the field. I think our chief actor is there. I've seen him today. We're going to talk. And then when we go back again, we're going to now review what are the new terminologies, technologies that have come out. What are the new? I think I was hearing the upland rice and being faded out in Uganda. So maybe those kind of trainings to create more awareness. How do we make sure that we bring the new technologies in there? So we are going to do that. In terms of the vouchers, so for us, how the technology works, and we've used it for the refugee settlements in Uganda, where the European Union supported some farmers. So the voucher is given to you, and then the input dealer also have a certain commission in there. So when you go with the voucher, They give you the commodity, and as you redeem the voucher, our system transfer the money from either the bank account or the mobile money account into the receivers, which is the input dealer. So depending on how you arrange the voucher, you can do a one-off, or you can tag it to a commodity or an activity. So when you come in to buy, it's not an open one. The one that we did was not an open one. So if you come in to buy Renzori, it is Renzori that will be given to you. You can use it to redeem another. I think because what we've also seen with voucher is that some of them, they connive with the input dealers. They go there, they say, we have redeemed, we have not redeemed, then they share the money. So at the end of the day, 4 tons of seeds have gone out. But then when you go to the field to identify, there are no plants that have been planted in there. So that's how we use technology to track those things in there. So in terms of people without phones, yes, we've catered for them. We are going to recruit 10 agents in Uganda, farmers who don't have or cannot even access the platform. We also must know that technology is not made for everyone. Yes, technology is not made for. We go to Kampala, there are people who don't want to hear about technology. You see the level where they are and the phones they are using, then you ask yourself, really? The man doesn't want to hear. Have you seen somebody go to an ATM, withdraw money, and then choose the receipt that comes out, picks the receipt and chew it? Because he feels that somebody can use that receipt to hack into his account. Yes. So it is a situation where we have to see that technology is not made for everyone. Yes, not made for everyone. So when you don't have a phone, the agent can support you by using your ID. And remember, I've also said that we are bringing the authentication biometric. So that card can also do offline transactions. But then that one is only identifying you because it would be your thumb or your palm. So the card with you, you tap the card, you use your palm to authenticate it. And all activities can be done for you. So there is that, even in the savings, we have what we call the e-teller. If I'm saving, I select I'm saving for myself or saving for another person. So when I select saving for another, it asks me for the ID. Then when you put the ID in, I can now hand over the phone to you, do your activities and all those things. But what we also encourage is the agent do a lot of training. Sometimes you go to a farmer group and they don't see why I should get a phone. Some farmer will tell you, yes, I don't see why I should get a phone. But then when they start seeing the services that are going onto the phone, they now feel like, oh, okay, I need to get a phone because I can do my input, I can get access to this information, I can do my have your national ID. You can't get a SIM card. But a SIM card is there. You can go to Airtel and get it, but getting the SIM card, you need the national ID. But now telling some, so that means that we need to create this national ID to be able to get the SIM card. So this is some of the things that activities that comes in. But we have seen it also coming in. You go to a group, the group doesn't see the importance of the phone. By the time you leave, they feel like, yes, I need to get a phone because there are other services that I can do with the phone. So the market opportunities, yes, it is there. Like I said, we are creating an ecosystem. They have to go through some form of vetting before we put you on. I think Remote Trust is going to give us a number of the market actors that will put onto the platform, and then the number of input dealers that we also put on the platform, because we also don't want to create a channel for fraudsters. So before we put you on, we go through a lot of back and forth due diligence, confirming it with the partner that is sponsoring us to come in, or this person is on, that person is on. I think the first phase, they put the line.
Farmer X wants something clarified. Is it possible that in real time he can ask and is responded to? Then if it requires data, that might be some bit of a challenge, and probably we can find ways to see how it can be made accessible to many more people. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. So in terms of the last question, data, so it depends on which channel you are using to access the platform. So the platform itself, I may say, is like a database. So so first you can use the web. The web is that you need your laptop or desktop to be able to access the platform, and that you need internet. Then the second channel is the mobile app. So there's an app that we put on smartphones, Android smartphones, which you can access. Certain part of it works offline. But when is it that you need to query the database, then that one you need internet to be able to use it. Then the third option is the USSD. So if you dial like Uganda and Kenya, because the service provider behind it is Africa Stocking, so it cuts across the entire East Africa. So you dial the code, then you can access the platform. So that is how you can access the channels. So I think the other question was the training, a part of it. So even if I want to, I'm not a rice farmer, and I have the passion to become a rice farmer, I can go there and learn. Like a year, and I married with 150 sackets of matoke. Now I have almost with the rice. It's not about a woman marrying. I mean, I married a plant. Okay, so I can go online and decide to learn, and that is the beauty of what is being done. So there's going to be constant updating of the data, and then we are also building, as we are updating the data, we are building a registry of one or two words, say Mobi, planting. Okay, because we have profiled you and we know you, the system already knows that you are a rice farmer or you are a maize farmer. Automatically, it knows that you are questioning for information on rice. So it will loop through the system and find that information for you. But if it does not find that information, that is when now it will route you to an agent. So the extension officers that we have, their numbers will be also fed into the system. Then it will die. Put the data. The system now is now looking into the data. Where is this information? Somebody may even send Mobi market price for rice. Then it looks at it and say, which location is this person located? Maybe it's located in Mbali. Mbali, how much is rice going? Then it sends SMS. So it will send SMS to that particular account. Unfortunately, we find that some of our farmers also, they don't read the SMS, so the SMS is full. So now the SMS start bouncing back. So the agents too, what we are training them to do is do a bit of technology training, phone literacy. So we train the farmers how to access their mobile money, how if people will call you from UCC, how to know those things, and how to. Yes, there's a question there.
Yeah, thank you for a very nice presentation. I think for me, this is going to be the game changer. Ministry of Agriculture have, at the end of the project, want to see that this is institutionalized. That is part of the sustainability strategy. Because this should become the norm there. You get in touch with the Ministry of Agriculture and maybe discuss to see what are the potential areas of synergy. How do we make this better and maybe scale up? Because we want this to work. We have to embrace technology. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I think part of the things as MobiPay we have been doing over this year is to engage key stakeholders. How do we pick these things up? So we've had discussions with OPM. We'll be talking to them. I think even we've been talking to Bank of Uganda also, the microfinance regulatory authority. We've also been so we bring this in together so that as Kilimo completes the support, how do we move it forward? How do we get to additional, like the question was asked, continuous data updating of the extension services so that we don't do history of science, but we do science itself. So yes, we'll be really approaching. I think my team has been, thank you, Asantini, Webalenyo.
Did you tell us about the modules, all of them? And what plans do you have from today going forward? And then 3, that's one mainly, but the content is from the experts. The work that the project team did last week on the knowledge material.
Thank you. So we have signed the extension, meaning that our project has kick-started. Yes, that is, she's going to be our project head. Will be supported by additional staff from our office and then our Eastern branch office. So we're going to, but she's going to be the project manager. Fortunately for us, Andrew was able to push our head of IT to be the head of the program. I don't know how she managed to get that. so we'll be coming in there. So we are going to introduce close to 10 modules from the profiling, market, input, access to finance, training, IVR, feedback. It's about 10 modules that we are going to introduce. Or the first phase, I think we did 6. So now we're going to add 4 to it to make it complete. And we are going to start with stakeholder district level to Kenya. But we're going to share that, the implementation plans and the dates and time. So we'll be meeting with the district extension teams. We'll be meeting with the members under this particular program. The civil society, the farmer groups, the cooperatives, the processors will be getting to you with time for you. It doesn't mean that we are just coming to lord it over you. You can suggest to us, probably, and then in the month of October, November, we'll start rolling it in recruiting the agents who work with the farmers. So we'll give you the criteria, and if you have any youth that we can create some opportunities for in terms of having something to do to generate also some income, we'll be very happy to receive that. So that is the plan. Then we'll also be coming back to do the video recordings and to train the farmers at their group level for them to be able to access the platform and use that. So we'll be giving them manuals, we'll be doing live presentation on the system, and then the agent will now do continuous hand-holding until when they are comfortable with the platform. Thank you.
If there is no question for Eric, next time, Eric, you know we're also farmers. So you should have taken us maybe.
Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you very much, Mr. Cheboy. The only thing that I know Cheboy is going to discuss with Mr. Eric behind the curtain there is about data protection and Mr. Cheboy's friend called Jose Camargo. It's very true, Mr. Eric, that for sure technology is not for everyone, but people keep on learning on new things as they develop interests. I can tell you that back in Kenya some years ago, there was an old man who actually went to school because of promotion of free school program under Kibaki's government. Guys, would you call a gentleman, recall a gentleman called Kimani Maruge? Okay? Yeah, because he told the people that for sure he has got livestock, he has got this and that, but he would really want to know how to read the Bible. And that's why he has to go to school. And he went to school. And that one also made him to actually visit the US. And we admire that. Good. Now, part of someone, the discussion today, right, that has just ended, someone was asking me about the panel that, imagining even where I am right now, people are transacting. I should be dodging notes on my head right now. But there is somebody somewhere who is actually tapping this money and actually getting it. Okay? Previously, I was called through my MTN line. Are you Santo Dongo? I said, yes. Would you give us your ID number? I said, no. He called me a funny name and he switched off. So that's how things are, and that's the reality. Now, at this point, and Zest to be with us in this program. And I know Andrew Casera would want to give us a small gist on how we can stretch out and give our body time to relax. Andrew, please.
Okay. Gabriel is doing it again, eh? But then we can do the exercise we did yesterday. But then today we will also climb the tree. And then we pluck it from up. Okay? So let's, yeah. So, yeah, so as we did it yesterday, the bit that we are adding is, first of all, we'll run to the tree. Okay? So running to the tree is like this. Then the second one, we'll climb the tree first. And climbing the tree is like this. Are you able to do it? Okay. You feel the bone and the bone marrow. Yeah, then these are the trees, and then these are the tree fruits. Then put them inside the bucket. Go down. Then let's do it again, very fast. Let's pluck, and then put it inside the bucket. Thank you so much.
That's good bwana. We. Iko shida bwana. Lakini mimi nimebaki juu ya miti, si ndio? Mimi sitashuka. I'll remain up the tree. Now we have a new shift of the program a bit, and I would want to confirm from one of us what we are intending to do. Dana is going to make a statement about Team Kenya.
Good morning, everyone. I'm requesting Team Kenya to see me for your allowances. Thank you.
You too? Okay, good. So remember, then another thing I would also want to bring to your attention is that from here, I'm just going to give us a program that would take us to the field just after lunch, because I'm told that lunch is almost ready, and our lady Anita is actually working on that. So, from this Mbale resort, we shall head straight to Kilimo Trust offices. The van is already here, and after the meals, we shall go to the van, and those private
the Upland Rice Trials
and a lead to our offices. From our offices, okay, within our offices, we'll allow everyone to do registration, or rather make sure that you write your details in our visitors book. Then we shall go straight to Butaleja. That's where our experimental plots are, being run by Bugizadi, Naro, and Nakri. And then there we shall visit Ratun Crop, whereby our gentleman Santovas a talk. Then from there we shall go to Biochar field, whereby me, together with our reverend, will give a talk, compound, for a sweet talk from Anthony, Rachel, and probably me, if time would allow. And at that point, we shall also have a bite, plus some refreshments and snacks. Now, the program is ambitious, based on what I'm seeing here. Adjustment will be there, maybe somehow. If what do you want to say? Should we go for lunch now? Do you have the meal cards?
Morning, everyone. Our lunch is ready. We'll be in and where we had it from yesterday. So just make sure you pick your coupon and you can proceed for lunch. Thank you.
And now, before we go there, we'll again, I will again call for someone to pray for us for the meal. And in this case, let it be a lady. And I'm going to face off with my bubbling lady here. Her name I don't want to mention because I've seen it twice somewhere.
Let's believe and pray for our lunch. The Almighty Father, We thank you the far you've taken us today. And so far you know where we are leading us well. We are now going to take our meal. Lead us. Let me pray only short prayer, believing and trust is in his name. Amen.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are free to move towards the
Upland Rice Trials in Tororo. The Ratuning Protocol in Quen. The Biochar Trials in Butaleja. vermicompost trials in Butaleja.